early. What's good, folks? We are back. Another episode of Early. Appreciate you tuning in.
Subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Tell a friend, tell a family member.
Sure.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
How y'all been, man?
It's been a little while. I've been solid. You know what I'm saying? Same old, you know what I'm saying? Keep my head down, working. That's pretty much it, bro. How about you?
Yeah, more the same, you know, editing, fucking with these meme coins, y'all, meme season. So check
Yeah, I've been editing a lot too, that you say that. Like, I'm also like, now I'm in a space where I'm like, I want to do more editing. You know what I'm saying? So like, folks, if you got editing projects, you know what I'm saying, hit me up, like, for sure. Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying, now that I'm not really working on many of my own shows, like, I got a lot more free time. Yeah. But I mean, I've been working with people, so like, in the gigs that I get here and there to edit, I'm like, oh, okay, like, I feel like I am, you know, that sharpening your sword kind of feeling, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, yeah, and the fact that I'm not really on social media, it's interesting to kind of, like, my editing isn't really influenced by like what's going on out there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it used to be. So I feel like I'm a kid again, in a sense. I feel like I'm talking like real nostalgic, but I feel like when I first started again. You know what I'm saying?
100%. You know, I definitely shout out my boy Beanyam. I would definitely love to have him on the show too, fellow director. He brought me on board as a producer for this new series that we've been dropping.
Is that the joints with the freestyles?
Yeah, the box.
Oh yeah, bro. Let's tell people about that a little bit, because you showed me that the other day, and I was like, damn, this shit is phenomenal. Like the setup and then the editing as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so talk about that a little bit. I think people should know about that.
Yeah, so that's definitely, shout out Ben. That's definitely his idea, his brain baby. I think along with his brother as well too. He had talked to me about the concept, and I'm not gonna lie, me personally, I've definitely been I found it ironic because I've been telling people how I've been very jaded over these microphones.
Yeah, there was I don't know if they still are, but they are everywhere.
It's the thing. Everybody in your campaign, you gotta have a mic vid. Like, and that's what it's
like the joints that come out of nowhere.
You do, but it would seem like people are going by this rubric where you gotta have a mic video because you're going to everybody little pinned. To me,
I do think though, I think it kind of makes for easy content, and I don't mean easy in a bad way. I mean like it's a simple, aesthetically pleasing way to get your bars off. Kind of like being on a radio show and doing a freestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Like my whole thing was like my personal shit is like I don't have that inclination to let me go get my bars off that way. I'm like, no, I'll drop a video.
Yeah,
I'll do that, whatever. But when he told me the idea and how he had it in a truck, and it's kind of like, so now as it's like growing, trying to utilize like, that entrance is where the versatility can be had, and people can be entering a whole variety of different types of ways into that truck, send it, and then just actually having the performance within the truck in itself. So I was like, all right, you know what? People like it. That's like, it's not a fad. People really, if anything, it's just picked up more. So I'm like, all right. So I was like, you know what? And it's not like I had to like carry any type of weight. He actually, I had the honor of being the first person to perform on that.
Yeah, I saw your joint.
So I performed on that. So that was dope. But then he had also just wanted me to come on board as a producer, help also, we scout artists and things like that nature that we would like to come up on the show as well too. It's not open for submission yet. We're trying to, because I told
so you like, it's like handpicked right now type vibe?
Type shit. Yeah. Because the thing is, you need to curate the content in order to push this, because we're in a day and age where a lot of shit people like to see whatever value add that you're doing based off like how much clout you have.
They like to extract the value out of things instead of add value to it.
And the funny thing is maybe if they don't see the value in something which actually does have value, sometimes people are like, I don't got the time, or maybe not now, or and it's like, because of that, it's like, all right, let's go ahead and curate several episodes. So we're stockpiled, and in this way, now we go push it and market it, make it desirable, show these artists where people are like, yo, how this person was honest. Like, now we've created an energy where it's like, oh, the inquiries are just reeling in. Yeah, we're not open. So the minute that this shit open up, boom, people should, just try to build it that way. So that's cool. And kind of like to what you were just saying prior, I edit. So, you know, he just sends me that shit. I color correct, edit. It's pretty a simple edit.
Yeah.
Don't got to do too much crazy things. Shout out 95 Productions as well, too. And there may be one more editor as well. Actually, just me at 95 right now. Oh, yeah, Ben. He'll also edit as well, too. But it's kind of cool because sometimes the episodes have different styles to them.
No,
right?
yeah. I was going to say, like, the editing, you said it was a straightforward edit, which I'm sure it is. But
you can still get your little
the style
your
be
vibe
different from video to video. At least the couple that I've seen, they're different styles, different vibes.
And I like
each,
that.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, you know what? I think that's cool.
It's indicative of the, because every song ain't gonna be the same, or every
100%.
performance ain't gonna be the same kind of style. So
100%.
it kind of does make sense.
So it was that's been cool. So, you know,
I'm trying to think like where or when did all this like mic drop kind of content start? Like, would you say like Colors was like the originator of that?
Shit, I'd say
you know
I
Colors?
was the originator of that, but I
Nah, I mean I don't know. I'm not. I don't mean the originator like originator. You know what I'm saying? Because like they probably got it from somewhere. But I'm saying like that shit did kind of just become like a huge thing.
The reason I said this, shout out Uzi, and you know Uzi as well.
Yeah.
Basically, we had shot a Mike video like in
really?
We shot a Mike video.
One of the early ones?
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah.
Like 2015, top of 2016.
Yeah.
But Island, it wasn't dropping for the sky. Mike stand.
But in the middle,
on an island with, you know, the cars going this way.
That's crazy.
Like,
that is actually pretty crazy.
You know, but
that's pretty crazy.
FTB for the block. Or it was OTB on the block.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's several.
But now at this point it's all over.
Yeah, it's not a matter of.
It's like them 20v1 joints. Like everybody does their own variation.
It's never
of it.
Nobody give a fuck about who did it.
And nobody, and that's the part.
Cares.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of just doing.
But now it's about like being creative with it, and I saw the reactions on. I think yours was the first one, right? Hella reactions also like, yo, this is crazy. This is like, this style is crazy. This style is crazy. Like, y'all definitely kind of did it in a new and interesting way.
Yeah, so that's been dope, bro.
Yeah. That's
other
dope.
than that, you know, actually, you know, get them way comfortable at the job. You know what I'm saying? Way comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, like robotic cameras. That's nothing, man.
They're kicking his feet up now.
Floor directing the live set. It's nothing, man. Just doing that shit. So that shit's really cool because I'm like, wow, I got a couple skill sets literally transferable. Bro. Like this shit carry over. This is the same shit over there. I could do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's lit. That's really lit. So I really appreciate that. And it's been such a short amount of time, but I'm like, no, this right here, I can do that.
I think we're definitely, we probably said this before too, like we're definitely in a time of the multiple skill sets, and I think it's hard for me to believe that, you know, the generations before us, you know, people you really did like one thing for work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, granted, times were different, so you could do one thing for work and like make a great living for yourself. We're just like in different times now, but that mindset has kind of it's persisted. So there's still a certain percentage of the population that really does focus on like one thing for work. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like I have a superpower, you have a superpower, and people like us in the sense that like there's so many different things that motherfuckers can do that is like really valuable to the marketplace. You know what I'm saying? And being able to like really tap into those things, I've like really found value in it, because it's one thing when you know you can do, or when you think you can do something, or you think you're good at something, but it's another thing when it's validated in the marketplace. You know what I'm saying? Like not only is it validated, but it's like people are literally like they're looking for your insight. They're appreciative of your insight. They, you know what I'm saying? Like you literally have a skill that they do not have. You know what I'm saying? Like even as I'm talking, even, you know, I was talking about like the editing, and you know what I'm saying, I'm getting graphic design stuff, like all things that when I started this year were things that I'm like, I'm not really going to lean into. I think I'm going to focus more on building my business and working, like trying to build a finance career for myself. You know what I'm saying? And even in not trying to get that kind of work, it still comes to me because people need it and I'm good at it. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, what's happening throughout the process is you're just adding another year onto the experience
Yeah.
that you have in the craft. That's
Yeah.
what's happening. So like basically, even if you feel that's not necessarily where your focus may be at, that's literally what your experience is compounding. Literally.
Yeah,
So
facts.
it's also making you look better in the light. It's like, damn, this is how many years that you've actually been actively doing this type of thing. And what really changes, you know, it's kind of funny how you're kind of like saying, you know, you started to show off some, yo, like, I'm open for business.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I got
facts.
time.
Because
You know,
I'm like,
beautiful-
yeah.
Like, what's beautiful about that is like, yo, bruh, it's kind of like the clients have also changed over time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the bag is not the same. Sometimes it's not even a hassle. It's just like sometimes people come correct. And it's like, oh, the things that I thought I didn't have time for, it's like, oh, but people are paying me 5 times what the rate used to be. I do have. I got
I can make time. I got
time.
Yeah.
I want that bag.
Nah,
and
fact.
actually, what you're asking me to do is not hard, like at all.
And that's
I'm
that's
not
what that's
a
the
YouTube
point.
universe. How do I
That's
scale this? How do I be like, yo, we're back open.
Yeah.
Keep it coming, because I actually now am so comfortable with the schedule I do have, and I know the time I do have.
Yeah,
So it's
and
like,
how much I can allot to doing certain things. So that's the exact point.
100%.
That's the actual point right there. Is that when I say I've like got like a newfound energy for it, it's more like I think I've parceled my time better in the last like few months.
Right.
So now I don't sit in front of the computer for. I don't sit in front of the computer
not how your
wasting
days are.
time
Right.
anymore. Like now I kind of like get the project done and then it's done and then I'm like, oh, like I could do another one if somebody's got it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think also like time management comes into play, things like that. But nah, like yeah, it's a really interesting time for let's say like skill building or business building. You know what I'm saying? It's a really interesting time for that. And a time where it seems like the economy, or like at least the narrative about the economy, is really in a shitty place. And I'm not sitting here saying it's not in a shitty place, but you hear about how, you know, a lot of people are struggling to make ends meet. And when I have these conversations like in real life with people, I always go to like, you know, we have the freedom to make our own decisions as far as what we do for money and what we pick to do for money. You know what I'm saying? So like when I'm having conversations with people about like how they can't survive off of, you know, one job, I'm like, no one said you had to have one job. And if you don't want to work more than one job, cool, but understand that that's a decision that you're making. You know what I'm saying? Or if you don't want to develop more skills that lead to better paying jobs, like understand that that's a decision that you're making, not like a box that you're trapped in.
I think the dilemma that a lot of people face, and even like myself from time to time, and it's not like it's something that you can't overcome, but it is something that if you've actually never done it before, it is a process. It's not about an ease, right?
Yeah.
And it's like more so like, all right, you're doing whatever you're doing to make ends meet or to get by. And then somebody's like, all right, but, you know, learn a skill, boost your skills and things like that. But then, you know, that also does take time.
It does take time.
It does take time.
No, that's facts.
It ain't no tomorrow, you know,
That's
you do it for a
facts.
week, it's
Yeah,
going to happen. So
facts.
you have to now find the time.
Yeah.
And then you also, not also do you have to find the time, you also have to be consistent.
You got to be consistent.
And then you also have to give yourself
And you
grace
gotta
because
put
you're not going to
yourself
be
out
good. You're
there.
not going to be good.
Yeah.
So you have to give yourself grace. You can't like quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, bro, as I tell you to do that, I'm not telling you this verbatim, but you should kind of already know that, yo, you better charge a couple months to a year to the game to even get to get
That's actually a
accustomed
good
to this,
point.
right?
You're actually you're making good points.
So it's a lot of things. If you're not already the type of person that is accustomed to moving like this, again, no, impossible, fuck no. Yeah. But this is a lot. And everybody's saying, oh, this, that, and the third. And it's like, you know, sometimes people can be entrenched in that shit. So when they're saying it to you, sometimes they don't realize maybe how hard it is for you. Sometimes these people can also maybe be like, you know, like IML back in the day, marketers of shit. I don't really know, but I can push it to you and be like, yeah, like kind of like crypto too. Like invest, da-da-da-da. I don't even know if you're making money.
Yeah, no, facts. Yeah,
like,
facts.
I don't know.
Start an e-commerce business.
Right,
you know
right.
What
So, and then, you know, then people having, and then, you know, to themselves, self-esteem or distrust, not thinking on. So it's a lot of little factors. But all in all, you're right, though. You're right. Like, it is about the choices that we make, the time that we allot for shit, and how much we actually keep at something.
Yeah.
But I guess we are here to say that shit does come up out of that. But it's a sacrifice. And
it is.
Whatever that sacrifice is different from person to person.
Something, I think, we tend to do this. I know I tend to do this where when I live through something, the way in which I live through it makes me feel like, oh, like it's not hard because I'm so like regular. You know what I'm saying? Right. So the way in which I've developed almost all the skills that I have that I make money from today were skills that I developed in trying to do certain things at certain periods of my life. You know what I'm saying? So like I only know how to operate cameras because I used to try to make music videos for myself. You know what I'm saying? And I made them for no money when nobody was paying attention. Right. And now I know how to make videos, so like people will pay me to make theirs. And and to your point about it being hard and frustrating and all that type of stuff, and and like absolutely felt that, but I did it anyway just because like it wasn't something that I was like, it wasn't something that I was getting paid for. It was like something that I wanted to do. Yeah, so like to your point, you're absolutely right. There are things that are, because like, how many times we've talked about this before, like how many times have I tried to learn how to code? You know what I'm saying? Like 6 times and I still don't really know, but you know what I'm saying? And like sometimes I might pick it back up, but like that's not something that I was like video for me where it's like I'll stick it through it until I get this video done how I want it. I will keep working on it. You know what I'm saying?
And we're on the end of the people where it's like, yeah, there will be those things where we actually follow through, but there will be them
that drop off. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm still telling you right now, I don't mean for it to fall through the crack forever.
Absolutely.
I really do want to learn that, but I have been dropping the ball on that. Yeah. And that is similar. Sometimes people just can't get the first thing started. So it's the same
and we are living in it is hard because social media has a way of making it seem like all these things are easy. Invest in real estate. It's the biggest way to gain wealth. Real estate is so easy. It's one of the hardest things to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, or it's all wins. You know what I'm saying? Go sports bet. It's all wins.
People
you know what I'm saying? They're not showing the losses, and there's usually a lot more loss. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's more everybody will experience more losses than they do W's, but depending on what sector you're in, the W's are so big that they make up for the losses. You know what I'm saying?
It's like even with this crypto shit. It's kind of like I be telling people all the time. It's like, yo, bro, even when I make bread, it's like, bro, bread was lost.
Yeah, I had to lose a lot of bread to try to make it.
Bread was lost. I had to make bread. I had to learn. I had to have a stomach for shit. There's a lot of things. I messed up along the way. All in all, though, my wins offset my L's, so it was worth it.
And then also when you think about like it is a snowball thing. So like, you're accumulating shit that like we're in our 30s now. Like, people don't really hit their financial peak until like their mid 40s, 50s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're accumulating things that are going to make our snowball bigger. And these L's are valuable right now. It's such a cliche thing to say, but like there's really a lot of lessons in them. You know what I'm saying? And the lessons that are being learned is invaluable, even if it is learning how to take L's, because if you learn how to take L's, it don't make you shy away from taking risks when that risk can turn into a W. You know what I'm saying? Like some people take an L and they're like, all right, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember teaching my shorty about investing recently, and like she lost some money and wanted to be out. I'm like, it goes up and down. That's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like you don't get out because it went down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Over time, it goes up. Like it always does. Like look at the history. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen my shit go down and go back up over time, so I know it. And then the first time I did go down, I was like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? The first time I lost bread on some crypto, I was like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? First time I lost bread trying to exchange on, like trying to like send, I don't even, gas, like whatever it was, the fuck, sending ETH to the wrong address, all kinds of shit like this. Like I've gone through those things, but like it also helps you, it builds that muscle of like, okay, like also don't do nothing that will kill you. You know what I'm saying? Never send all you have on, never put all you have on one transaction. You know what I'm saying? Like don't do things that will kill you. You know what I'm saying?
I try to be as transparent as possible too. Like I try to tell people, it's like, look, you don't have to do exactly what you see me do.
Yeah, that part too.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can ask questions, you can experiment, you could try.
But I do think it's important to do. Like I do think like don't do what I like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm putting $1,000 on something, you could put 10 on it. See what happens. You know what I'm saying? Or pick your own thing and put 10. You know what I'm saying? Like pick your own thing, like, but like do something, but don't do something that will kill you, because like you want to be able to learn from the thing. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to hate yourself for putting yourself in a bad situation because you try to do too much. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And really at the end of the day, it's just really understanding the psychology of it all. It's like, yo, like, it's so funny how I feel like that's really all investing is anyway, right? It's like, yo, if you're scared when the shit goes down, it's like, well, were you playing like a lotto ticket?
Yeah. Like, did you need this rent? Like, you needed this shit to go up for you to make rent?
So that, and then it's like, if that's the case, then it's kind of like, well, you're overexposed.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't make you feel like that. Yeah. That's not what this is. And it's like, if the investment got you feeling as volatile as like, kind of like you playing FanDuel, it's kind of like, yeah, like
you're in there for the wrong reason.
And the thing also too is like, yo, I think always people, you know, FOMO is a vicious thing because people always think opportunities pass them by, but it's like, you know, opportunities are infinite.
Yeah,
it's always opportunities. Facts. They just have different faces. Sometimes opportunities are a matter of you making the door instead of you waiting for like a door to open. Sometimes you have to break through a door. Like,
I was about to say something. I push it open. You
just gotta break it. Like, you know, sometimes the shit was open. They just told you it was locked. You didn't even try.
Yeah, you didn't even try. No, this is locked.
You didn't even try.
All right.
You waited all that time. You didn't even try. It was just, it was sweet for you. So
you saw somebody else walk away, so you just walked behind them.
So you know, it's really a matter of like learn. Like, that's what we're really talking about. Like, we're really talking about like learning yourself.
I'm glad that you brought up. I'm glad that you brought up psychology. Have you heard of this book called The Psychology of Money?
I've definitely heard of it.
Yeah, Morgan Housel. But you never looked into. You never like read it.
Never read it. Yeah, I've definitely heard of it.
It's basically that. He's basically talking about how, you know, the greatest investors of all time, they don't. They're just not emotional about their investments. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Really, the way to succeed is just to make a plan to invest for essentially the rest of your life, or until you hit a certain number to have invested. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I know we've talked about like dollar cost averaging a lot on this show. It's basically doing that for like until your retirement age, and you'll end up a millionaire. It's basically like the stance of the book. But when he talks about the psychology of it, it's that, you know, we're naturally inclined to like feel a way about you know, the market going up or the market going down. You know what I'm saying? When it's up, people want to go in, and that's kind of that's the wrong time to go in. And when it's down, people want to pull out, and that's the wrong time to pull out. You know what I'm saying? It's actually like, you should actually go in when it's down. That way you're, you know, essentially getting it at a discount, and come out when it's up, or leave it in when it's up. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's very interesting. It's interesting stuff. But it's a lot going on in the playoffs. Let's get to that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? I was really excited to talk today about the playoff NBA playoff run, because it's been an exciting playoff. Right now. It's really, you said what?
I'm putting the ticket in.
Oh, really? Have you had any gambling success in these playoffs?
I've had a heartbreak.
Really? What was the heartbreaker?
It literally like one leg, like literally like
losing by a leg,
one leg,
yeah,
not just one leg, but one point, like that, that type shit. But it's all good, like, but I was gonna say all in all though, but the playoffs they're great. I will say I was watching that Knicks game. I was watching that Knicks game last night, and I remember before the game started seeing a boost for Jalen Brunson 30 points in the Knicks W. Look at that, and I was so tempted to take it, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I was so tempted to take it, but I didn't. And towards the end of that game, I was like, fuck, I should have took it. You know what I'm saying? Because Jalen was cooking. And then it looked like the Knicks were going to, they looked like they were going to squeak it out. But then I was like, watch, as soon as it went to overtime, I was like, watch the Sixers win. Because this is what, like, you know, FanDuel, they know. Like, they give you a boost because they don't expect it to hit. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, watch the Sixers win. And lo and behold, they did. But, like, certainly in exciting fashion. And like, this whole playoffs has been exciting, even though, you know, people are kind of critical of the, let's call them the elder statesmen teams. You know what I'm saying? Like the Warriors, the Warriors got bounced from the playoffs, but the Suns, the Lakers. I mean, 100%. And you know, like, we just being critical because it's just like, you know, y'all, it's just, it's rare, but as the times go, it's like now y'all at that other end of the totem pole, and it's kind of like, yo, you need a little more than yourselves. This is the thing. This is the natural process of it all, and it's kind of like even those teams, like the whole league is like, yo, bro, the league's not even necessarily like a super team type of league.
Yeah.
The team just has to be built accordingly.
Yeah.
And these players happen to just be on teams. I'd say the Suns are more so of that super team, right? Where it's like, yo, these names are together. It should just pan out, right? The Lakers are in a situation where it's like the personnel, it's just not good enough.
Yeah.
Don't give us LeBron and AD. Who's the rest of the team? That really does matter.
Like,
don't need a star player.
Are you saying that we're moving out of the super team era?
I'm saying we're out of the super team era, but that's not necessarily even like what some of those teams are considered. Warriors have been the textbook. We're not the super team. We built the team.
So
they kind of set the blueprint. What kind of is what the NBA is right now. Like, because we're like, yo, who are real contenders? We're like, the Nuggets are real contenders. That's not
built,
a super.
Right?
That's not a super team. Even though we're gonna talk about how Jamal Murray, it's like, yo, it's so crazy. You know, we don't say Jamal Murray's a superstar, but like when he in the playoffs, he's a superstar.
Moments, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But and then and that's been consistent throughout his
OKC is a
career.
built team.
And then OKC, we're like, yo, these are the young guns, right? They coming in. We obviously seeing, damn, they're really small down low. We see how Jonas just really moves Chet, but the thing what we're seeing is Chet's like, I'm still gonna give you what I can
on the offensive side,
on the end. And collectively as a team, we swept y'all though.
Yeah,
we did get y'all up out of here.
Yeah,
and it's like, yo, that's not a super team, but you do got you a superstar, and you got you a lot of
surrounding
great
supporting cast
where it's just to the point where it's like, yo, if you just give them, you know what I'm saying, some muscle down low, this is actually a team for years to come.
Yeah.
Even with the Mavericks, right?
Yeah.
It's not you have two. This is Mavericks is probably where it's like, yo, this is very interesting. This is where it's very interesting.
You got two superstars basically at the same position.
But they also, let's talk about how you need your players to complement, bro.
Yeah.
Because one thing we're looking at with the Celtics, what's yet to be seen, we'll see. They had a great regular season. You know, their best regular season record with Porzingis coming in, Drew coming in the mix. But we also, you know, we were just talking about before we even went live, like how Tatum, it was like a plateau year.
Yeah.
Right? And even with Jaylen Brown, you got the most, you know, the highest paid contract of history to date. And you, same, right? Kind of a plateau. But they would probably argue it's like, yo, what we did collectively as a team were better though, so you can't really measure us on our.
You got Kristaps, you got Drew Holiday,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Horford is always going to give you solid play, right? But I mean,
it's kind of like that's
I feel like that team still like
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, like I don't even know how this series is going to turn out for them. What is it, 2-2?
No, that's 3-1. They're about to play, and they're literally about to play like 5 minutes.
Oh, it's 3-1 right now.
Yeah, 3-1.
Oh, but okay, I mean, I guess they're in a good spot, but
let me see, make sure. Yeah,
I guess well, okay, I remember they did win by like 30 the last game or something like that. But then the game before that, I was really surprised that they lost that. But I think it'll be interesting to see how the East, I feel like is still kind of like, I don't know who's gonna come out of there. Do you feel like you know who's gonna come out of the East?
The East, to be honest, it's not gonna be the Bucks. Injuries to like Giannis.
Yeah, and Dame. That's crazy.
It was a good win yesterday.
Yeah,
really good win.
Don't expect too much of that. There are too many more of those.
Yeah, don't
facts.
expect that too much anymore.
And the Pacers do look good. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, even when. I mean, I guess Giannis has been injured this whole series, or he played game one?
Pacers.
Because I was going to say, Pacers have looked pretty good, though.
The defense ain't about shit, but nobody's stopping them.
Yeah, facts.
The points come in a barrage, like, from everywhere.
Yeah, facts.
You know, so it ain't like one player I will say, you know, we definitely got to give some, like, you know, some kudos to, you know, Miles Turner. I mean, what does he not do? I mean, it's I thought
you was gonna say Pascal.
No, Pascal's tough, and you definitely see the playoff, like definitely to start the tone.
I think he's average. I think he has the most points. He's averaging the most points.
But definitely because of I feel like how we started off.
Yeah, he had like 37 in the first game, and then 34 or something like that.
He definitely cooled off since then. But I'm looking at Miles Turner, I'm like, yo, this dude's just shot blockers, active on D, runs the court,
got a 3-ball,
hitting threes like unconsciously.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, Miles Turner's going crazy. Like, and he stretches the floor out. I'm like, yo,
where's Jalen Smith? Does he still play for that team? You You know what I'm talking about? The nigga that used to wear the goggles.
Nah, I don't think he's on. I think he's on.
Because I remember early in the year, I used to put bread on his like his rebounds.
He might be injured, but he hasn't.
But that's what I'm saying. Like but then he like towards the end of the year, he got like towards the middle of the year, he got like quiet.
The thing that happened,
I was like, is this nigga still getting playing time?
The thing I don't know if you noticed with the playoff too, the rotations are
tight. Yeah, they're much tighter.
It ain't about.
No, that's facts.
Niggas is playing the game.
But this nigga was a starter. That's why I'm asking about him.
Yeah.
But also, like, I'm not trying to make this about him because, like, he also like fell off hard.
Ben
Mathurin. Yeah.
He's not playing either.
Damn,
he's
injured. He's injured. Okay,
he's not playing. Yeah.
But
I mean, they looks like they're gonna win the series, even though it was a good win by the Bucks yesterday. But also, a little sneaky series too. The Cavs and the Magic, more so, definitely giving kudos to the Magic because
they don't even show those games on TV. I be forgetting them. Facts. I be forgetting them niggas are playing. Like, what's that about? I was trying to see Paolo on.
I will say, like, I thought the Cavs might, You
thought that was gonna be like a sweep or a gentleman's sweep?
No, not that. But I thought it'd just be a little easier. Yeah. But it looked like
it's 2-2, right?
Get them.
I think it's 3-2. It's 3-2.
I think it's 3-2. The Magic just got up one.
Oh, word.
Cavs was up 2-0.
That's what I thought it was 2-2.
Magic came back.
That's crazy.
2-2.
Yeah.
And you're right. Last game the Cavs won it because Evan Turner was going nuts.
Yeah.
Evan Mobley.
Evan Mobley. Evan Turner's on.
Talking now.
I think Evan Turner. No, he's an old pacer. He's an old pacer.
He's old. He went around.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, fucking. Nah, I forgot.
Nah, we was talking about. Evan. Oh yeah, so we was talking about Orlando and Cleveland.
But exactly. So that series, it looked like it could potentially go to a 7-game.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Basically, with that series, they're gonna lose the next round, though.
What do you think is the?
Or they could. You know what? They might actually have to play the Pacers, and I think that's who the winner of the Pacers and Bucks series. If that's the case, then one of them teams could
go to the Eastern Conference Finals,
finesse themselves into that. But
that's fast.
The West, though, bro.
I was gonna ask you, but hold on. I was gonna ask you, and this can be on East or West. Who do you think has been the most impressive thus far in the playoffs?
Most impressive
player-wise
is Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards?
Most impressive. I'll say it because he talked his shit and he
backed it up.
And he backed it up in the most dominant way.
Yeah,
sweet.
This nigga got KD saying he's a fan of him.
KD, Booker, 4-0.
Yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, the mega
get
team.
him out of here. Facts. People were saying, "Oh, that's not the Suns gonna get up. They're gonna turn it on with the playoffs."
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not built. It's not really built to win.
Yeah.
It's built on the names, and the thing is now it's kind of like, yo. Ayton, he had an attitude problem, and I'm not really fond of Ayton, but you got rid of him, and your exchange with Nurkic. Ayton was way more mobile defender, shit like that, shit you missed. Let go of Chris Paul, and it's like, what did y'all really need this season? Y'all needed a point guard. Y'all needed somebody to really distribute, set the tone throughout that offense. But then you had Devin Booker, even though because he filled in when Chris Paul was injured last year. So you're like, damn, Devin Booker could really play. Doesn't mean that, we don't have him play point next year. No, he's a 2.
Yeah.
And now you're hearing KD feels like he was relegated to he felt like he was relegated to a guy in the corner the whole season.
Oh, really?
That's how he felt.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's how he felt in the offense. And it's like, yo, bro, passive aggressive ass.
Yeah.
Bro, I
feel like Eric Gordon was also saying he didn't like how he was being used. I feel I heard him saying that.
He did. And, Vogel, it's kind of like, it's unfortunate because it's like, I don't think you were ever the coach for this team, but, you're going to get fired. It's not really all your fault, though. Yeah. Even though, you were supposed to be a defensive coach.
Yeah.
Y'all never really played defense all year, but one could argue, he's like, well, when you trade for Bradley Beal and you got to pay him $45 million and you paying Devin Booker $46 million, you're paying KD about damn near $50 million, you're locked in these contracts. You remember they were scrambling to just fill the roster up.
Yeah, fact.
And then try to be like, yo, this is the team. And it's like, I mean, now you're seeing how it added up. Like now with the Wolves, you know, back to my answer though, Anthony Edwards, bruh. Like, he's been eliminated twice before in the playoffs. In the first round, wasn't about nothing. They weren't relevant. But now it seems like they really know their roles. Karl Anthony Towns is really on some, I'm the two.
Yeah.
Anthony is the guy.
Yeah, everybody wants.
He's 5 years older than him talking about big bro. I was like, hey, yo.
For real?
Yo,
Cat calling Anthony Edwards big bro? That happened for real?
Yeah.
I'm weak.
Yeah, right. He's like, for real?
Weak.
Like, yeah, bro. Like, it just lets you know, like, yo, Anthony really the dude.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're here having this conversation, right? And I think we agreed, but, you know, a real conversation is coming about that Anthony Edwards can potentially be the face of the league, and how being the face of the league doesn't have, even though can be synonymous with being the best player, doesn't mean you necessarily have to be the best player, right? I think one thing about the face of the league is also a matter of a relatability, likability, that also, but those factors only matter when you're doing your job on the court, right? But then not only are you doing your job on the court, because you can argue like niggas like Kawhi. Well, Kawhi in that phase, right, when he was winning them ships, he was doing his thing on the court and all that. But, you know, not the most personable, not going to give the media a lot. Like, Anthony Edwards is a whole character.
Yeah, he is.
When he get on the mic,
he's got personality for sure.
The sound bite.
He's got personality
You
for
see it on the court talking shit before the game, in the game, talking it two-way. Like, whatever you want.
This nigga will play offense and defense, dog.
But then also, I'm not just playing defense. Who's the best player on whoever the player is? That's who I got. Like, you know, once the assignment, once the matchup, and then it'll go give you a whole explanation about it. Like, I'll give you the whole presser about how I went about that. Yeah,
this nigga don't. It's like he enjoys the pressers. You know what I'm saying? It's like he enjoys talking to the media.
And it's also, when the media love you, it helps you. Like, they're just gonna push for that, and it's kind of like your brand. You got the shoe, got all that. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, your brand is kind of like you put in that mark, and it's kind of like when you think about it, it's like, damn, Ja Morant really had that trajectory. He really did. And now it's kind of like, you know, these type of things, I don't think you get it back.
Played around with it too many times.
Right. And I'm saying, even with Anthony Edwards, he doesn't have to win the finals for that to change. This is still going to be the case. But let's just say the Wolves did win the finals. Now you're like, this thing we're talking about, we're like, damn, bro. He kind of just expedited some shit real quick. He didn't have to win the MVP. He's not better than Jokic. He's not better than Embiid. Like, there's players where I'd be like I would say that, but I'd be like, yo,
you would build a team around before him.
If I had to choose, right? But is he in the top 5? We gonna have to start like, well, shit, who in the top 5 and Anthony I've been there, or like. If he does that, it's kind of crazy. And it's kind of like the last thing I'll end it on is like, you know, big men, right? One thing about big men, even with the Giannis and shit like that, even the relatability, you know, it's kind of like, yo, you're like a freak of nature.
You're a freak of nature.
You can never be 7 foot. And although
we can't relate to that.
Right, and although like Anthony Edwards, it's not like he's short. It's not like he on some like I'm 6'2". You know, he's like 6'4", 6'5". But it's kind of like he like. And I hate how cliche this shit is, but he's like, when niggas be talking about like for the culture, shit like that, it's like, man, for real, like Anthony Edwards, you're like, bro, this is definitely like the embodiment of a generation where you're like, yeah, bro, like this is the times, like this is like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, bro, this is cool, like this is cool. Hopefully, it would be cool to see him win. Same thing how I feel about the Knicks, right? I'm kind of like, yo, bro, the NBA, it's just really tough when New York is tough at basketball. I don't know what it is. It's really kind of lit. And I'm even like, damn, I might have to go to New York. Like,
to go to a game or some shit.
This is kind of nuts. Like, I'm sitting in the city. I'm like, bro, New York, the city, be just, when they're basketball, I'm like, yo, that shit kind of lit. Everybody a fan, even the cat, everybody just the, yo, we on this Knicks shit right now. I'm like, yo, this shit really cool, bro. And it's like showing you that's really the basketball mecca for real when they're really up. Like,
it's very interesting.
Brunson been going crazy.
Dog, Brunson has been going crazy.
One of the stories of the season.
It's very interesting.
Storylines.
Yeah, it's very interesting because you said in like this or to be the face of the league, quote unquote, you don't necessarily have to be the best player in the league.
Right.
But I would argue that this is the first generation where that's true. Like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? LeBron was like the best player, most physically dominant player when he was like in his reign as the face of the league. Before that, it was Kobe. He was arguably the best player in the league at the time. Before that, it was Mike, arguably the best player at the time. Maybe Magic before him, arguably the best player in the league at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this is the first time where we can name about 4 or 5 or 6 different players and give cases why they're the best player in the league. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds
Steph Curry is a perfect example of that, right? Like, literally generational, changed the game. I don't think at any point anybody thought Steph Curry was better than Kevin Durant or LeBron James.
Yeah.
But he's in that era. That's the thing about Steph is, as much as I changed the game, because of the era I'm in, this is LeBron's era.
Yeah, he's in LeBron's era. And Curry is still, like,
that.
and Curry's still as popular as it gets as far as basketball players. But it's because of the reasons that you said. It's because he like literally changed how we play the game of basketball. You know what I'm saying? 100%. But it's not because it's not like LeBron wasn't like, you know, if you look at jersey sales, LeBron is always number 1. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like Steph or KD, you know what I'm saying? But it's like always LeBron, you know what I'm saying?
But you could say, I would say, like for a season or 2, you could be like face of Steph.
Yeah.
Right now, like the face.
But if you talk about who was the face of the 2010s, it's LeBron.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like this, and again, you know, earlier you were talking about, you know, man, like all the, like, you know, the OGs, you know, they out on the first round, shit like that, and it's kind of like, man, let's really think about it though. Let's think about the reign.
No facts. Like, it's about that time. It's about that time.
Think about it though, because even some of the great players, even in the history of the shit, like they never even, you know, like one player come to mind, and I'm like, it's like a T-Mac. Like if you really watched T-Mac, you would have known how
the
great
generation
he was.
That he played in, though, he couldn't get nowhere.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying? Because of the time that he was playing in Kobe's league. Like,
but it's
he can't
even
get
a dude
nowhere.
like T-Mac, he can never pass like the first round.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, like these players, it's like, yo, it's just kind of crazy. It's like LeBron went a whole decade. I was in the finals.
Yeah, straight. 10 years straight.
Guess what age you are right now?
You saw me in the finals.
Let's go 10 years.
Yeah.
Nigga, you grew up. Yeah. And I was in the finals.
Nah,
you grew up to me in the finals, nigga. Like a whole somebody could have been born, and it was like, yo, my first 10 years of my life, LeBron was in the finals.
Real quick, you ever think Allen Iverson was the face of the league at any point?
No, but again, I think
you don't think so at no point in his career?
So I think maybe
I feel like hold on. Let me say this. I feel like he changed the game in the same way Steph changed the game.
He wasn't face of the league,
but he might not have been. Although I might make the case that he was, but I'll say that he changed the game in the way that Steph changed the game from not just a low key a playing standpoint. Like, I don't think people was like focusing on handles the way they was until AI came into the league, but also from like a cultural standpoint, as far as like, you know, everybody says about the cornrows, the tattoos, the clothes, like I feel like in that regard he was like a Steph, I guess. 100%. You know what I'm saying? He could have been the face of the league, but just playing in a generation where there was already a face of the league.
This is the thing. I feel like I would give him, he was one of the faces. I can't give him the actual face because one thing I'll say that's vastly different than them two is Steph literally changed the game. And I can't say AI changed the game like how it's played.
Yeah.
Steph literally opened the market up and said, bruh, I'm shooting 12
threes a game.
I'm shooting 40 feet.
Yeah.
Regular.
That
this
part.
is a regular shot. This is not I'm pulling up every time.
Yeah.
And then quickly what we seen after that too.
And to the point where you stop calling that a bad shot.
100%.
People don't even call that a bad shot no more.
There's literally 2 players. There are 2 players that shot is butter.
It's as good as being right behind the 3.
It is 2 of them. Only 2. It is Steph and Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 where that shot is a regular shot.
They even added that shit to the 3-point contest. The little starry ball.
even as much volume as like a Harden shot threes, he wouldn't shoot it out that far back.
Yeah,
not that far back. That's not what he's doing.
Nah, it is interesting. I remember.
Changed the game.
I remember. So I think there was a episode when we were talking about Tim Duncan, and you said something about like you know, changing of the guard, or like the elder statesman now being out, and I was gonna say to that point, like Tim Duncan's probably one of the few who like won it early and won it late.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
But that's
Yeah,
not why I
yeah.
bring him up. I bring that up because I remember looking at that time, looking at the stats of that era. Teams were shooting like 5 threes a game, like 6 threes in a game. You know what I'm saying? Like now like I saw
30.
what, yeah, like motherfuckers will go
35,
6 of 12 in the
43.
first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like 6 of 14 threes in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy how much the game has changed, bro. Like I remember seeing that a couple weeks ago, and that just staggered me. I was like, damn, like the game has come a long way. Like niggas are shooting 6 threes, 7 threes, and like teams are shooting 7 threes in the game.
That's
but
crazy.
I think to your point about Anthony Edwards being the face of the league, I think a lot of people want him to be the face of the league. I think this whole conversation is interesting because whenever has there been a conversation about who it will be? I feel like it's always just evolved into a person. There was never like it's gonna be this person. It was always just like this is who it is because this is who we all want to watch play. And I feel like in this particular time of the year, it's kind of been Anthony Edwards because I feel like because he is showing the personality. People like the fact that he was really jawing at KD and then also admitting that KD's his favorite player. But I feel like in this season of basketball, there's so many nice players who like we want to watch. You know what I'm saying?
This is the biggest thing though. This is the biggest reason why I feel like. And you actually have to be in the conversation. But once you're in the conversation, I feel like the biggest reason is you have to embrace it. And
you got to move like it. You got to move like your potential.
You got to want it. Yeah. So, like, for instance.
Like a Ja Morant.
Like
he was. I feel like he was, like, purposefully being rebellious.
I'll tell you, like, somebody that could have, like, a Kawhi could have been in a perfect position to do it. Yeah. But he didn't do it. Yeah. He just don't want, he don't
That's
care
not him.
to do that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Even though Jokic is a big man, if Jokic wanted to, he could be it. Like these people have it there, but it's like you're not taking it, bro. It's there for you.
Yeah.
You can be we know you're the best. You can be the face though.
Yeah.
You're not taking it though, and what I mean by that is like branding, like being out there. Jokic is textbook.
Jokic don't even give me that like vibe.
He's just I'm real.
I feel like Luka, as far as we're talking like foreign players, I feel like Luka's more like that than Jokic, but he don't give me that vibe either.
Luka kind of a little too much. It's a little. Like I don't. It's kind of like the vibe. He like an asshole. Sometimes he's not like. Sometimes it's very easy not to like Luka.
Really?
Yeah, I would say so for sure. But
I don't know. I fuck with Luka.
Yeah,
I feel like I haven't seen much. I'm not talking about his game right now. Obviously, I fuck with his game, but I'm saying like I feel like I haven't seen much to not like about him off the court.
He'll just bitch more than normal. Like kind of like how I feel about Devin Booker. I think Devin Booker also is not really a likable guy. But what was I gonna say?
You said it could have been like Jokic could take it.
But
players aren't wanting to take it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's more so like you, and it's. A little bit of that should be off the court shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And off the court, if you're really just a humble dude, you're like, bro, I don't really care about too much of this shit. But, if you do the commercials and all of that type of thing, like, you could definitely be.
Yeah. Bro, I heard somebody on ESPN try to make a case for Tyrese Maxey being the face of the league. Yeah, which I'm like, where is this coming? Because, like, now somebody drops 45 points and they can be the face of the league. Yeah. That's kind of why this conversation starts to get kind of, like, crazy. Because now we're just naming motherfuckers that, like, and also, this is not a knock on Tyrese Maxey. He's a great player. But, like, he don't give me like charismatic vibes, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe that's not even the right word. Like I'm not like super interested in Tyrese Maxey. Like when I see him ball, like the game that he had last night was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Like this. But it's like, oh, great game from a great player. Cool.
Let's put it like this. Let's let niggas resumes build, y'all.
Yeah.
He's literally before last year, he was a rookie.
Yeah.
So last year was the first year pro, this is second year. Let's let these playoffs fit. Even if they like, this is the thing. Even if they won the ship and he was Finals MVP, that wouldn't make him the future face of the league. But what we'll say,
you feel like that? Would you say that would make him a superstar, like bona fide superstar in the league?
I mean, Like I think.
Do you think he already is?
Yeah. I think I think this is the birth of a superstar. Whatever we're saying with Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, I do think that's what's happening. 100%. Just literally just watch the game. All you got to watch the tape.
Yeah.
But fucking face of the league that's like, let's not start throwing that around.
Yeah.
That's literally what we talking about, bro. It went from like we're in that first point where we even had to really be like, yo, we actually have to talk. We don't.
Like we got to pick one. We don't. I don't feel like we got to pick one. I feel like one will emerge.
100% right. But I'm just saying we don't know.
Yeah.
We're in a state where we don't know. Where it's never really like that. It kind of been seamless before.
And is it because like so many players can be arguably the best player in the league right now?
I feel like the players that were before were really clear cut. I feel like they were really like different. And right now, I think a lot of these players right now are different, but who gonna shine through and be like, and really, and the thing that's gonna, again, why I said Jokic can have it is because, bro, you got what might be the 3 MVPs. You won a ring. If you win another ring, it's gonna be like a dominant, it's gonna look really dominant, like crazy.
Yeah.
But again, the marketability and shit like that pales in comparison with a dude like Anthony Edwards, and it looks like this is the start of, could this be something?
Yeah.
Do the Wolves have a franchise? Like,
Yeah.
we'll see. Like, that shit's even early.
Yeah.
Like, but all of this shit, too, to me, is also predicated on the shit, though. Face of the league also
So
means
something
you do gotta win the thing. You want to be the face of the league. Don't gotta be the best. You cannot get to the finals and be the best in the league.
I mean, LeBron didn't win anything before he became the face of the league.
No, that's not true.
I feel like he was the face of the league.
Kobe
arguably like in his third year.
No. Kobe.
Why not? Yeah, just because Kobe's
no. I don't agree.
No, hold on.
Yeah. You said why not?
He said no.
I don't agree with that. Yeah, because I'm like, I don't think how I like.
Just because Kobe is still in the league, don't mean that he is still the face of the league.
No,
like
bro,
I feel like there was a changing of the guard early in LeBron's career, even when Kobe was still around.
That's what I'm saying. I think the changing of the guard the year you said is crazy. I feel like the changing of the guard happened literally when
he went to Miami.
When Kobe finished that second after they beat the Magic, that was it. After they won the finals against Dwight Howard's joint and that gentleman's suite, that was it. Now the changing the guard is taking place.
Yeah.
And now,
what year was that?
So to your point, I'm saying, Kobe doesn't have to be out I'm not saying Kobe after the 60-point game in 2016. Now it's LeBron's. No. This 2010 shit really been LeBron's, but it started right like at the end of 2011, like after fucking 2010, literally 2010. That was the Magic. That was when we beat the Magic in the year 2010. 2011, the Mavericks.
Where is LeBron at this point?
He was with the Cavs, and they just lost.
In Cleveland?
This is that.
This is when they lost to Orlando.
They lost to the fucking Celtics.
They lost to the Celtics.
And this is that last time you ever seen them in the Cavs jersey.
Oh,
it was that
and
year.
You don't think he's the face of the league at this point?
No. He's not the face of the league. Nope.
So like I said, you didn't think he got there until after he got to Miami.
I think it's literally. I think it's so even. I think the math works so perfectly. I think 2000 to 2010 was Kobe. I like literally that was him. Like Kobe had 81 and 06. LeBron not the face of the league. That's around the time that you're kind of saying. I'm like,
no. I'm saying closer to like maybe I did say his third year, but that's not what I meant.
That's what I'm saying.
But when you talk about years though, because now I'm trying to gauge like if you're talking about 08, and now I'm remembering I graduated high school, but like 08, 09, I feel like that's LeBron.
No, I feel like a 08, 09, we're more so on some. This is LeBron's league. Like, here it is. Like,
am I saying something different?
I feel like you saying at that moment he the face of the league. I'm like, it's still Kobe. Kobe, it's Lakers and Celtics in the finals.
Yeah.
How are you the face of the league?
Again, just because like that, and this is what my original question was. Like, this is what my original statement was. I don't feel like you got to win it all to be considered that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're the most popular player in the league, I feel like you're the face of the league.
This is what you just said earlier in the conversation. You said this is the first time where it's not like you don't have to be the best.
This is what I'm saying. This is the first time where
I'm saying, and again, this is opinion. It's not saying. I'm saying Kobe was the best player in from 2000 to 2000, and that's so. If
So
we
now,
disagree
okay,
there,
now we're
then it makes sense.
now we're merging statements. So yeah, I did say that this is the first time that the best player in the league isn't necessarily the face of the
Right.
league. I did say that.
Right.
However, if we're talking the generations before, the best player in the league can still be in the league and not be that that face of the league. So like, I'm not necessarily saying that LeBron is better than Kobe from 2000 to 2010. I'm saying that around 2008, LeBron is the face of the league, whether he's the best player or not. He eventually does become the like best player in the league, like later on into that generation where it's like his from 2010 to 2020.
Yeah, I think more so LeBron becomes the face of the league literally
When he
lands
becomes
in
the best
Miami.
player?
When he lands in Miami. Like that's when it starts to me. Like,
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I feel like it was a little before that.
I guess I'm kind of like steadfast.
Because think about it, like, how did he get to Miami? This nigga had the decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you have a thing like the decision if you're not the face of the league before he even decides to land in Miami?
No, but I'm to be honest, if Kobe wanted to have that, it would have been the same shit. There would have been a whole decision. I mean, if we want to go back to literally what it was, like Kobe had everybody scrambling, said, yo, I want to get traded. The Lakers said, no, we're not going to. He said, I want to go to the Bulls. I want to go to the Mavericks. Lakers are like, and that wasn't, again, LeBron is a trailblazer because he's the first athlete where he literally called his shots, where kind of like in a Mayweather fashion. Like the way he did it was crazy. Like you had that team and like even the decision, that was hallmark in itself, like doing that. But again, I don't think that in itself makes it, face of the league, and I just like more so steadfast to like how you had said it. I think it's just kind of like that's how I view it. I do view it as this is the era where it's the first time where the best player in the league is not necessarily predicated to the face, but I do think in years past, generations past, I do think it was more
tied
so
that way.
If you're the best, you were the face of the league, and then it makes sense, though, because I know plenty of people that do think LeBron was better than Kobe pre-2010. Like, don't have to wait till 2010. LeBron was better. So if we're going off that rubric, then LeBron is your face of the league. If he's the best, then he's the face. You know, so and even in the middle of that too, like sure, like a year or some of that, like was like kind of like how we said the Steph to LeBron, like definitely Shaq. Like, are we gonna say like Shaq 2000 or 2001? That wasn't like. Shaq,
you think he was ever the face of the league?
I do think Shaq is the most dominant player to ever play the game, and I do think,
and he's always been highly marketable,
and the branded Finals MVP, like movies, like it's Shaq's branding is kind of in history of
but
NBA.
I feel like
Jordan
Shaq's brand. I feel like Shaq's branding has always. I feel like Shaq's branding has always been Shaq, not necessarily like the NBA. If that makes sense, does that make sense?
No, 100%.
It's like Shaq.
I do think the outside shit. I do think 100% that shit compound. Like you doing commercials and all. I do.
No, yeah. But what I'm saying is like, because again, obviously, like you're saying, you know, you mentioned like, you know,
you got to be doing it while you're considered the best.
Yeah,
like you can't not be the best doing it.
Yeah,
that doesn't count. While you're the best, like you're nigga. This is Shazam. Like shit like that. And we win
it's
it,
funny though because I feel like I'm not looking at
and it wasn't
Shaq
Kobe. Like niggas were sleep. Like niggas weren't saying it. Like in retrospect, we're saying the decades. When you add it all up and shit,
like there's years inside the decade.
In that moment, no, it wasn't Kobe.
Like it might, like in 2002, it might have been Shaq.
They'd be like, it's Shaq. Everybody would have said, and that's even a reason to even the feud, right? Like Kobe, like these niggas think it's not me,
facts.
And then like everybody's like it's Shaq.
Yeah.
But it's
going back to
the really
the marketability though, like I feel like leading into this year. Honestly, throughout this year, I feel like if there was a push for anybody, it's Jason Tatum. Because I can't tell you how many times I see Jason Tatum on TV.
Yeah,
and like
on TV. Right, he's doing that.
You know what I'm saying? Like it don't even matter. Like this nigga he don't be acting. He just be like, you know what I'm saying? He'll take a bite out of chips and he's just in the commercial. Bro, you know what I'm saying? Like this nigga be on like every commercial.
To your point, look, guess what? The Celtics win the ship. There's
the discussion's over.
No. It's not necessarily. It's like, yo, Tatum right here.
Yeah.
He right here.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I feel like it's so. When are y'all gonna have to put up where it's like? I'm like.
I feel like we just have too many. I feel like we
defining.
have too many nice players in the league right now. Like
100%.
Like we really got to do who's the best by like tiers. You know what I'm saying? Because like there is no one. Like I don't think there's one best player of the league right now.
This
like,
is how
there's like
happen.
6 players that it could be.
This is how it will happen, and I'm not saying this would happen, but if this happens, it will be clear cut. If another team in this mist does what the Warriors did, this is the thing. If Steph was in this generation, he would be the face. If they like,
think so?
Like I'm saying more so like, not like I'm doing some like make believe shit. I'm just saying if that Warrior shit didn't happen in that era and it happened like right now where there's no face, like if he wasn't
while it's up for grabs,
it would be him off of what they did. Let's 6 years go.
He just did it in the wrong era.
Right. If some one of these like if the Celtics are built to y'all the best built team in the league. Like
how many rings does Steph have?
4.
You know, and crazy. LeBron has 4.
Yeah.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Because
like the thing about we talked about relatability. The thing about Steph is like he is like a regular. He's an unassuming guy size wise. You know what I'm saying? And like you know what I'm saying. So like he's really the prototype of like winner for the generation that he's that he came up in. Which is like I don't think I ever really sat back and thought about it to like really give this nigga his kudos. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like,
and he really changed the game. That's why that's his little
all while changing the game.
It's really crazy.
Nah, facts.
You know, and even and even a player too, or even a player like it's so crazy because James Harden ain't never been the face of the league or shit like that. But
do you ever feel like he was the best player?
But I do. Yeah.
You thought he was the best player when he won MVP?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I think James Harden was unstoppable. I think he was unstoppable. It was the same move, the same, or go right past your layup and win free throw, and then free throws 11 a game. Like get into the free throw at least 10. This is crazy. Like cheat code, 60-point triple double. Like I was like, yo. This is crazy. This is like automatic offense. Like automatic offense. It was really crazy. It was really crazy. But
I saw a clip from him the other day when he was like, I could still score. I just don't need to. He's like, I can still score with the best of them. I just don't need to. That's not what they need from me. And then he goes out that night, I think, and drops like 37 or 34 or something like that.
Bro. James Harden is again. It's funny the generation he is.
Where is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in this conversation? We haven't brought him up once, and I feel like he's one of the best players in the league.
He's also again. It's a matter.
What they do.
It's so cool because this is really a change into the guard, and the old shit's out. So who's the new? Let's see like whoever's gonna win the finals this year is gonna start it off. Yeah. If the Nuggets do it again, it's gonna kind of be like.
Jokic, please take this title.
It's gonna be like, yo,
Jokic, please do these commercials.
Y'all might be more, and he's doing a load of commercials. Y'all might be more marketable, but how can we sit here and be like y'all the face when he's spanking shit?
Yeah,
3 MVPs, and if he gets 2, and then what's another? It's kind of like, yo, he's spanking y'all. Y'all not better than him. But if somebody else wins it, it's like a little wrench and everything.
Again,
it's kind of like, damn.
You are kind of saying like you got to be the best player. Is that what you? Because you're kind of saying like y'all not better than him, but it's like if I'm not on a better team than him, and also like what he does is just different. Like this nigga's 7'3" and distributes the ball everywhere, makes everybody better. You know what I'm saying? Like Anthony Edwards is like, I'm not saying, I don't know how we grade whether he's better or not. Like
I'm just saying, like to me, I'm saying winning the ship won't make a player better, but it will definitely prevent that you from being the face. Like that's what I'm saying. That's what I can stop.
Yeah,
you're the best. I can't stop that.
Yeah.
But I can stop you from being the face because if you beat me, how can I literally say I'm the face of the league? I lost to you.
Yeah. And then it's also, like, too, if I'm hoisting the O'Brien Trophy, you know what I'm saying?
How can you say you the face?
They can't, it's gonna be my team and my picture on TV for the next 3 weeks.
And I guess that's also, I guess that's what I even forgot to say. I guess even with the LeBron shit, where I'm like, bro, like the face is like, bro, you have to have the little. I got the credential. That I can say that.
I mean, Tim Duncan was never the face of any league, and this nigga won hella ships.
Yeah, but
and over spans of time.
Don't talk.
Yeah,
He don't talk.
I feel like Tim Duncan like a Jokic. Like Jokic don't. Jokic
got more personality than Duncan, man.
He'll show it in a presser a little bit. He'll show it in a presser a little bit, but like
just chill, man. He professional, man.
Yeah.
Like KG was way more, but like we know like KG wasn't better than Duncan, but KG was definitely lit. Like you know what I'm saying? But like Duncan again. It's kind of like one of them. Yo, Dunk, if you wanted it, you had your claim. Yeah. Because ain't nothing.
You got the credentials.
In terms of position, Kobe can't say he the best
at his position. Guard. Yeah.
Can't even say that. If you wanted to do that.
Duncan's the best power forward ever?
I think so.
I would make a case for that if somebody was trying to argue that.
Yeah, I mean, it's impeccable. I won in 3 generations, man. Different roles.
One is a rookie. I think he won his rookie year. He won the title.
Rookie of the year too. Same thing. I came in the league dominated, and I never stopped. And then I just morphed my game.
Morphed his game. Facts.
And it was them 3, and I really got Tony Parker. Man,
I be bringing Duncan up a lot. I feel like I got a newfound respect for him after I looked up his resume. I was like, nah, he's one of the. He's like that Spurs team. Like it's like that Patriots kind of vibe where it's like. I don't want to like them because they're so quietly dominant. You know what I'm saying?
As you get older, you
gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. This
is excellence.
Yeah.
This franchise is like, damn.
This is actually what you want. No noise, all wins. Like you don't want the theatrics. You just want. The
biggest noise was
to
mishandling Kawhi and
You know,
and the biggest
and you got to ship out him whatever.
In the scheme of things, like that's it.
And now you got Wemby. You know what I'm saying? To start all over with, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? All's well that ends well.
You know, so it's crazy, but yeah, bro. Like I do think like you gotta have once you have your credentials. Now it's like start making. Now it's like you gotta separate. It's a little separating factors. It's not even about who has the most rings. No. You just gotta get your one in that fashion and just continue just being lit. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're gonna see how it plays out. We're gonna see how this playoffs play out.
We're gonna go tune into this game too.
Yeah, facts. A lot to be excited about. Like every game has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Exciting from a standpoint.
Who knows who's gonna win, you know?
And that's the thing, like I really cannot call it. The Nuggets seem to be
and Mavericks game.
Yeah. The Nuggets seem to be like doing their thing. They seem to be like favored right now.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? It makes sense, but there's just so many teams that look like they can really make noise and really can disrupt the whole Western Conference. Eastern Conference, I feel like is a toss up because of the injuries, because of, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's a toss up. Like I could see like there's like 3 teams. I could see the Knicks coming out of there. I could see the Celtics coming out of there.
That's why it's so cool, because it's like because of injury to Porzingis, because of Embiid being injured,
levels the playing field.
You're the team, like
you smell like, blood.
Even though
you feel like you got a chance.
Even though we have no Randall, we've kind of
the Cavs quietly. I don't know why they're not showing Cavs games on TV, but like the Cavs quietly. I mean, they got to handle the Magic, but like
I feel like
I do feel like they should have handled the Magic a little. You would like to see them handle them a little better, but I mean they're kind of playoff inexperienced a little bit too. Honestly,
has implications in the fact that. One, we're definitely seeing, this season has just definitely been a story of the emergence of Paolo.
Yeah.
He's here.
Yeah.
But secondly is however this season ends is going to let us know what's good with Donovan.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So that is and that can definitely change.
Because he doesn't have much playoff success, right?
It's not necessarily that. He's been in the playoffs.
No, but he hasn't really like done anything noteworthy in the playoffs, has he?
Right, but it's kind of like, prior to this, I was with the Jazz. I did as much as I could.
With Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, but like it was more so y'all seen what I did.
Yeah.
Like him and Jamal Murray gave us like a little historic little series, but I'm like Donovan Mitchell's more so y'all seen what I can do.
Yeah.
I need a team now. Like you can't really like to me I can't
but
be like
He's got one now.
Right, and so
Cleveland is serious. Like as far as they got weapons.
So to your point, it's gonna be like, I think he's really gonna make a locale and lifestyle thing, because Donovan Mitchell, for the majority of his career, he went to Utah, he went to Cleveland. His shit about to run out now. Cleveland banked on we can maybe go far and didn't trade him at the trade deadline. He's gonna be a free agent.
Yeah,
it's balls in court. It's his court. He has all the leverage. If they go far, let's just say they happen to make the finals, that probably changes everything for them, and he probably does stay. and
You
signs
think
a max.
you think if they don't, he doesn't.
He has to believe that they're in contention. If not, I feel like he'll just want to go join a team where now it tips the odds.
Yeah.
Like the Knicks. The Knicks.
Yeah.
The Knicks are at the point where they're like, we just need one.
Yeah.
Yo, Julius Randle's probably out of there as soon as he's healthy.
What's crazy is that
works.
I'm like,
He's
if
a real
Julius
asset.
Randle,
You
no,
don't actually need
I'm
him.
like, but that's what I'm
looks
saying.
like it works good.
This series is proving that they don't really need
Josh
him, which
Hart
is hard to say.
15 rebounds a game.
Is he?
At 6'4".
Josh Hart is averaging 15 rebounds a
Bro,
game.
he's averaging 15 rebounds again.
Josh Hart rebounds used to be the play, bro. When I was
Rodman. His
Rodman.
line starts at 12.5.
I was about to say when I was like early in the year, Josh Hart's rebounds used to be the play on FanDuel, dog. But
15 points is the play.
that's crazy. He's 15.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But no, I just want to say this about the Knicks. Like, one, they look really, really, really good, and the fact that they're doing this without Julius Randle is what's making me think like, damn, they don't really need him. Because I would have, like, if they would have had him, one, you don't know what the dynamic does. Yeah, you don't know if that changes the dynamic, everything. Because I'm looking at Brunson. I think we might have had this conversation earlier where I'm like, Brunson is more of like, to me, he looks like a 2, maybe like a 1B. But nah, like the way he's been balling, like this nigga is a 1A. You know what I'm saying? Or he's a 1, and you can go get in 2 or in the 3 or whatever. But like Jalen Brunson is the 1. But yeah, like it's been really dope to see the Knicks kind of ball even with no Julius Randle.
Which is because Randle's just not as complimentary as you would like him to be. So he's actually a real trade asset because he can really help another team. Yeah. Because Julius Randle is a good player. Because he is a baller, yeah. But it's like, as you see the team now, it's kind of like...
They're kind of gelling better without him.
It's literally... It's like it's cultivated around Brunson.
Yeah.
Randle wasn't really like it wasn't like an ad around Brunson. It's kind of like,
it was
I want to get my
I gotta do my shit too. I gotta do my shit how I do it.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like when you see it, it's kind of like you need flow.
Yeah.
That's
facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody else enjoy the playoffs out there.
Sure,
make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Do that.
We'll be back next week. We'll see y'all then.
Early.